First of all, I want to thank Eleanor Bateman, who, even though she has passed away and is probably rolling over in her grave since my tenure here, I would love to thank the UMass Alumni Association and Chancellor Holub, the professors at the university that I've come in contact with, and most of all the students. I mean, I left this campus almost a half a century ago. I'm quite impressed, not only with the student body, but the faculty here at the university. I'm now more than ever proud to be a UMass alum. And I've seen things on this campus that I couldn't imagine even existed years ago. One of the things, and I want to tell my wife this in front of everyone, that next year, having been to the Southwest Feeding Institute, we're going to go on the meal plan. My father was born in 1898. My mother was born in 1900. I'm the last of 5 children. I'm the mistake. My family sent 3 brothers to the war. 2 of them came back. I'm a Pittsfield boy. And I was brought up in the era, basically, of minimal communication. I was almost brought up alone. And certain things happened to me, and we'll all identify with this: opportunity, luck, and having the ability put together with that at the right time in life. Now, into growing up. I grew up in Pittsfield, General Electric at one end, the Catholic Church at the other end, a blue-collar neighborhood. It was like, how green is my valley? The whistle would blow at 8 o'clock in the morning, the men would go down. 5 o'clock, the men would come out. People would sit on their porch reading the newspaper. We didn't have a television until I was 13 years old. So therefore, and I played with my friends. And my parents were older. My brothers had come back from the war, they were married, they were having their own families. So what happened? I was a tabula rasa. I played around, all my friends were tabula rasas. We didn't have anything to occupy us outside of what we did outdoors, made up in our minds, or when I played alone, my own fantasy. As the world went on and I got into high school, that stayed the same for all of us. No thought of the future except maybe a job at General Electric. There were no mentors. My father went to 8th grade, my mother got to 9th grade. But they read. And without other distractions, I sat and I read, and I couldn't get enough of it. Couldn't get enough of reading. And when I was 15 years old, the second innovation, I'll call it, happened to me. And that was with my mother. My mother was like Ma Jode in Grapes of Wrath, a big busted woman like this, Irish no nonsense. And one day when I was 15, don't forget this is in the 50s, walked by me and said, I want to see you in the kitchen, I want to tell you the facts of life. This was not good. So I go into the kitchen, and seated at the table is my mother with her cup of coffee and her cigarette. A little black cat clock on the wall with a tail ticking. And me sitting saying, I can't even figure out how this is going to work out. And then she said to me, she says, all right, never step on anybody to get what you want. Put back what you take out. And if you can put back more, if you have that opportunity, put back more. Is that it, Ma? That's it. Get out of here. Okay? We knew nothing of the outside world. It wasn't coming because of our condition, and we knew a little bit from television, a little bit from radio. We didn't go to theater. We didn't go to restaurants very much. You didn't drive out of town. And a lot of us never had cars to drive to begin with, unless you were the folks. And if you went out of Pittsfield, you were taking your life in your hands in high school. That's for those other teen people, those weird people 15 miles away were. We'd take our vacation to Mystic or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So when it came time, I went to Berkshire Community College. I took electrical technology because I could get a job as an electrical technician. I hated it. First of all, I got almost electrocuted 3 times. The third time I was on my butt, I said, I want to change. I had the next circumstance opportunity. The dean of women that I'd taken a speech class from says to me, you know, you're not bad at this. Why don't you take liberal arts? Oh, okay. You know, again, no mentor. She was the only person speaking to me. I said, okay, I switched to liberal arts. Bam! Wow! What a art, these places, these people, music, everything. I was like a sponge. This stuff went inside of me. It was great. I told my father this. I said, Dad, I've switched to liberal arts. And God bless him, and not his fault. He said, what do you want to take painting for? You know, and so, all right, I transferred to the University of Massachusetts here. I had a nice taste of that. I was doing a little acting. My first acting bit was in high school, where I played a leper in a cave. And I had one line. My big line was, you know, surely he was the Son of God. And I'm in the cave waiting, and I come out, and surely he was the Son of God. And all my friends threw their styrofoam rocks at me, and they bounced off into the audience. And one girlfriend at the time who had real empathy said, oh, Mike, I could hear her. That was my introduction to